Hello and welcome to today's video. If you struggle with figuring out what to do, whether it's changing jobs, to break up with someone, if you should change the way you do things, if you struggle with decision making, then this video is for you. Hi, my name is Sylvia and I help you become the best version of yourself and help you self-actualize your dreams and goals. Now, I myself struggled a lot with making decisions, especially when I went through an episode where I was for a long period depressed. When we're depressed, that inhibits kind of like the circuit for decision making and things get harder. Now, this can also happen when you are overwhelmed, when you have too many options. Usually, struggling to make a decision is not based on having few options. Usually you have too many and you don't know which one's the best. Sometimes it can also just be you second guess yourself a lot, and that can be unhealthy in a way. It's healthy to have a small dose of introspection, but in overall, you don't want to question your every decision. Sometimes it's better to make the wrong choice than to obsess over making the right choice. Sometimes you can make the wrong choice and it'll end up the right way. And sometimes you can even make the wrong choice and make it work. So that's one thing I want to get out of the way is don't worry too much about making the right choice, because there are infinite possibilities of making the right choice. And you can never truly know until you made a choice. It's so easy to go after the fact and say, oh, I should have done this. But you don't know that when you already made the decision. You can't hold yourself accountable in that way. It's not healthy and it's not how things work. If I am given 3 different options, blank pages of paper, and on the other side there's like $10,000 in one of them, but the other ones are like 0. If I just randomly pick one of them, or the cup game where there's a ball in the middle, if you like try to look at it and then you just take the wrong one and you're like, man, I should have picked the other one. Yeah, well, duh, if you knew, you would. You're doing the best you can, and don't be so hard on yourself. This is what I'm going to say to you if you can relate to this. There's many reasons for why you might struggle with decisions. And this can be something that you can be aware of and introspect maybe when you are faced with a problem you can't solve. Don't try to force yourself into a right decision, but rather stop and think, why is this so hard for me to figure out? What am I afraid of? To me, I struggle a lot with perfectionism, and I was taught and brought up where I was not allowed to make mistakes. Even though mistakes should be an integral and important part of life, at the very least when you're growing and you're younger. Because you learn from those mistakes. You learn from the experience. If you keep half-footing around, just looking for the right answer, you're just going to not get anything done. That's how we also procrastinate. So maybe you struggle with that too. It's very, very common to struggle with both decision-making and procrastination. And also perfectionism, which can be a result of it. Now, so what do you do? How do you make the best decision? From what I've learned, the best way sometimes to find the so-called right decision is to, 1, think about and feel each option. Imagine yourself doing one of the options. Let's say you want to buy a car, right? Let's say you're buying a car, or you have the option to save the money because you might want a house later. But you need a car, and it's good for for travel to work. It's also something you wanted for a while. It's maybe you want to get a little bit of an extra model, expensive model, because it has a lot of options that you like. There's nothing wrong with that. Maybe you live in a cold country and extra good seat warmers and seats is important for you because you're going to drive for long hours, right? Now, the other option is to save money because you want a house. Now, if you play it through in your head, and it's not going to be perfect, your brain will make errors in their calculation. It's just basing it on the past. And a lot of things can happen. You know, maybe a relative passes away and in their will they give you a house next year, right? And having a car ended up being the best choice you could make. Now on the other side, you buy a car and the car breaks down really soon because you ended up buying a used car. Maybe you tried to save some money, but it broke down and it ended up costing even more money than you originally thought, right? So then both options can be bad. And you don't know the future. You can only make the best choice that you can from that standpoint, then and there. So there's very often two ways to make decisions. One is based on fear, and another one is based on love. Sometimes making decision based on fear isn't necessarily bad, because it can get us out of a rut and also get our ass moving. Especially if we're stuck, we want to just get stuff done, and someone lit a fire under you, basically. Sometimes that can be really good motivation, right? A lot of emotions can be good motivations to do good things, like anger, for instance. There's numerous occasions where people have started working out, taking care of themselves, because they were angry for being dumped. It wasn't fair. They're like, I'm going to take care of myself. Now I'm going to be, maybe they were very sacrificial in their relationship, and now they started to work out and take care of themselves and setting themselves first, even though they were or they are inherently pissy about it. So good things can come from that. So don't necessarily throw away emotions and say, oh, they're just bad emotions, but use the momentum to do something good and make the right choice that you feel is good for you then and there. Now, I wouldn't advise holding on to that anger for long, but it's energy that you can spend. Now, I would generally advise, if you're stuck with a decision, try to make the best decision that feels expansive to you. If, let's say, you're thinking about quitting your job and traveling, you've been wanting to do that for a long time, and maybe you have been rational about it and you've been saving up money, but you are scared, then maybe disregard fear and do it anyway, because it's based on love and it's based on something expansive, and you will most likely grow from it and not regret it. But I've been seeing some videos about regrets when people get old and are on their deathbed, stuff like that. And it's not that they did something wrong, but it's the regret that they didn't do something. They didn't dare to ask someone out. That they didn't dare to go out there and be themselves, change jobs, be with people that they actually enjoyed being around. They were afraid to be themselves because they were afraid of what people would think. And it's so sad. And if that's you, I just want to give you a little bit of boost of motivation and inspiration. Go out there and do it. I believe in you. You got this. You only live this life once. And Make something out of it. In thousands of years, nobody's gonna even know who you were. I know that it's depressing to some in a way, but there's light in that we can put on a show and have a great experience without worrying too much about, well, there's consequences to everything, but don't hold yourself hostage in your own life. I've done that myself, and that's something I've learned, that I don't want to live my life like that anymore. Now, it might take time to get where you want, and sometimes you can't always take the big leap and be like, yeah, I'm going to travel the world and screw my job. Not everyone can do that. They need to work a little bit and take it step by step, or they need to do some other stuff, take care of their mental health, or they need to, move out and do stuff like that. But taking consistent steps towards something that feels good, this feels inspiring, this feels motivating, or I'm passionate about this. It does not mean that you have to drop everything just to do this thing. But sometimes life's too short to hold yourself back. And again, if you're that person right now that's listening, go out there and go get it. You got this. Take one step at a time. Figure out what the goal is. And take consistent action. That's one of the most important things. You can dream all you want, but you have to take action. Consistent actions towards your goal. And you'll get there. And even if you don't, you will get somewhere that is passionate, aligned, interesting, new, expansive. More so than you used to. Because you were willing to take the leap of faith. The world is scary, and you might make a wrong step. But that is how we evolved. We decided, you know what? We're not going to be in trees anymore and be scared of tigers. We're going to start walking all fours, and let's explore caves. Let's go out there. And you can do it too. You can go out there and explore. Explore something new. Very often in life, we get pushed into this hole of this is how you're supposed to be. This is how you're supposed to act. This is your role, and stick with this. And you're just pushed into this, especially by society or family or friends. And that's not really who you are, unless you allow it to be. It's a choice. Not everyone will support you, but you have to be your best cheerleader. You have to be like, you know what, I deserve this. I deserve to go travel the world, or I deserve to actually get a job where I feel respected. I deserve a great relationship with someone that actually cares about me. Why am I letting this person with me? But why do I let this person hold me back? You weren't meant to take the safe route always. Do you want to sit doing the same thing over and over again and worry about whether you took the right choice? It's up to you. And again, I'm not saying go throw everything away and then regret it later. No, don't be rude. Don't throw away a great relationship or job just for a little bit of dopamine. Like, an example, I guess, is like, don't cheat on your wife because you feel passionate about this new woman that walked across the street. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about what drives you and what feels interesting. And it doesn't have to be a vocation. It can be a new hobby, for instance. Let's say you want to explore a new sport, but you're afraid about what other people will think. Oh, I don't want to be that guy or that girl. Screw what they think. Do you want to regret not living up to your full potential? Or do you want to live life? To sum it all up, if you're struggling with making a decision, should I buy a car? Should I quit my job? Should I break up with my partner? Should I try this new thing? Whatever it is, go through the motion of how will it look like most likely, and what does it make me feel now in the moment. Does it feel expansive? Does it feel restrictive? Well, go for the expansive thing. Even if it means you have to take it a little bit slow and step by step, or if it means you have to just take a leap of faith. I believe in you. You got this. And if you want to see more of this content, check out my channel, subscribe, like, and please take care, and see you in the next one. Bye.